welcome back to another Random Sam Epic Mom book review. And today, we're going to be doing the author Jennifer Ryan. As you can see, I got quite a few of hers. Now, the book I'm going to showcase is Dirty Little Secrets. Heads up, it is part of a trilogy, but something really cool about this trilogy is going to set off a couple other ones. This one is going to set off, if I can do it right, these three is pretty much the Wild Rose trilogy. Then it's the McGrath trilogy, which you will get started at the end of that one. And then the Wilds of Wyoming trilogy. Love these books. These are a contemporary book. There is some suspense. There is some, plotting in them. But in the most part, it's pretty much everyday people. Now, in Dirty Little Secrets, just so you can get a better look, it all starts with a rancher having a stroke, heart attack, whatever, and he's had cancer, but he's had this secret for the longest time. When he lost his first wife, she died in childbirth with his kid, but he already had her son from a previous marriage who he'd adopted. So he was raising his son Noah, who was no blood relation. But because he was so crushed when he lost his wife, for a little while he went crazy, which, grief does that to people. They do crazy things. They hook up with other people. They, sink themselves in a ball. Just people do weird stuff. Well, in this one, he hooked up with a hooker. And because of that, a wild, weekend, not just a one-night stand, she ended up pregnant. And did a DNA test, and yeah, it's his daughter. But because by the time he found out about it, he didn't want anybody to know. So he took care of her financially and everything. And as things went by, and eventually her mom ended up going to live at kind of a brothel outside of Vegas called the Wild Rose Ranch. Well, that means that our heroine here, Roxy, grew up with everybody around her knowing her mom's a hooker. Her mom's a prostitute. That's just a simple fact. She's not. But she's got the same type of body. She might have the hair coloring and, skin tone of her dad, but she's got the physical similarities of her mom. So everybody's always assuming the worst of her. Well, when her dad, John, has the little stroke, whatever, ends up in the hospital, she goes to say goodbye to him. And it's not until after the funeral, when they're doing a reading of the will, that they even find out that she's his daughter. Because during that time, during her lifetime, her dad had married another person who was pretty much a gold digger, and she had cheated on him, and her daughter ended up not being blood related to Roxy's dad, but he raised her as his daughter. So he's raised two kids who are not his as his children, while his biological daughter has pretty much been put to the side. And he's this big rancher, big in the rodeos and such. Everybody knows his name. So Roxy has always known her dad, but never, in public made it that. So at the reading of the will, her dad kind of did something crappy to her. So the brothel that her mom works in, she finds out after the fact that her dad owned the majority of it so that they'd have a safe place to live. Because her mom was, kind of a druggie and, would hit her and stuff. So this gave her a safe place because he didn't want to bring her back to his hometown and everybody to know that he had hooked up with a hooker. So that's kind of on him, okay? That's, that's his sins of the past. But because of that, everybody's shocked to find out he had a daughter. But according to the terms of the will, not only did she inherit the brothel, the majority share of it, she inherited 50% of the ranch. this really strong, powerful ranch she inherited. And it shocked everybody because, the son who he raised was expecting to get it all. And he pretty much leaves a condition in the will that they get it if Roxy agrees to be guardian to Annabella, the daughter he raised. Because he doesn't trust her mom not to try and, abuse her and steal the money and all that. So both Roxy and Noah, who have the same last name, but are no blood relation, had to be guardians to this girl. And Roxy shocks everybody because she asks Annabelle, it's like, what do you want? What is going to make you happy? Because she knows what it's like to have a mom who pretty much sees you as a payday, sees you as, some way to keep the cash flow going. So through this, Roxy agrees to it. She agrees to move from Nevada to Montana to be there to help. And I think that makes her just this awesome person because, she ends up being a systems engineer, which shocks everybody. She happens to be taking over the finances of the ranch, handling that. She's also a horse trainer, one of the best. So she's just shocking people left and right. All these preconceived notions of how she must be, a hooker too, are just blown out of the water. And everybody in town finds this out, even though it was confidential, because the lawyer told everybody, even though he wasn't supposed to, because she wouldn't sleep with it. So that's something that kind of, wow, let's add that drama in. And throughout this book, she's telling everybody, it's like, listen, I don't care what you think of me, but I'm going to protect that girl. I'm going to do what's right. And because of that, her and Noah begin to form feelings for each other. They get to know each other and really see the people that they are. And, they've got so many people with Annabelle's mom and the lawyer trying to, ruin them, that it just kind of sets things off. And really, in this one, I love Roxy because Roxy is kind of balls to the wall. I'm not going to apologize for who I am. I'm not going to try and change your mind. But I'm used to you guys finding out this and just kind of thinking the worst. So she's kind of closed in. She's kind of, tries to protect herself. But at the same time, she wants to be there for Annabelle. She wants to be that sister to her. She wants to be there for the family. And it's just amazing how she goes from being the outsider who should have been raised in this home to being a part of this family. And it's just, to me, it's really amazing. It is wonderful to see somebody who has been pretty much put in a bad position all her life, who's constantly had to defend herself from people's preconceived notions and judgment, and just moving forward. The other part of Roxy's personality that I love is that Roxy was not alone being a girl with a mother at the ranch, at the Wild Rose Ranch. She also had 3 sisters of the heart, just like Annabelle and Noah are siblings of the heart, even though there's no blood between them. And I love how she tries to encourage those around her to keep going, to keep being it. While everybody else is saying, well, Annabella doesn't need to do anything because she's just going to inherit money, so why does she need to worry about the future? Roxy encourages her, sets her up to work with the vet to find out if that's what she wants to do. She encourages everybody around her to be better. When people in the town start saying, no, I'm not going to do business with you because, you're nothing but a whore. She's like, you know what, I know people who will bring me the stock that I need, who will work with me. And it's just amazing to see somebody stand up to that prejudice, because a lot of us, we all get embarrassed at certain parts of our lives. And how we handle that really defines who we are. But we've always known somebody who either lived on the wrong side of the street, or whose parents were the town drunk, or, a billion and one things. And they've always had a fight for that. So me personally, I haven't had that in my life. I have very loud women in my family, and, just a big family and boisterous. But I've never had to constantly defend myself because of their choices. So the people who I've met who have, I admire unbelievably, because they have to have an inner strength to be able to keep doing that, to keep pushing, to keep, doing better. So I love books like this that really shows that there are people out there that not only can overcome others' judgment, but can make great relationships, who can make those connections and just keep coming out on top and make people stop and think, maybe I'm wrong. So again, Jennifer Ryan, a lot of her books have things like that going, in her books, she talks about a lot of real things that a lot of people don't like to talk about, like, the daughter of the hooker, people not wanting to admit to the sins of the past. And she is really worth a read. I love her books. They are just gripping. And again, any one of her books can be a standalone, but I do feel that they're better when you read them in a series. And you guys, a book is a way of escaping our reality. It's a way of getting out of our own mind and out of the own problems that we have in every day. And I love how in books, especially the books I read, some of the authors, it's not all fairy tale, oh look, the prince came and saved her. I love that in a lot of these books, it brings up issues that a lot of times we as people don't want to talk about, we don't want to think about, but at the same time, in these books, she has a way of showing that struggles can be overcome. Whether it's, a terrible childhood, whether it's trauma from the past, whether you're a soldier who has come back not the way you were when you left, which God knows we've got a lot of soldiers out there who need our helps. Drug addiction, just poor choices, people sabotaging you, wanting what you want. There are so many things out there that it's easy to kind of pretend that's not part of our world because we don't happen to know somebody who that's happening to. But I like her books because it makes me, think about that. But at the same time, I love that even if it's not the main character, there's people in the life who are going to overcome. And they're going to show that the people who don't want to overcome, who just want the easy way out, who just keep wanting to do whatever, how they're not going to succeed. That karma's going to come around and bite them in the butt. And the people who fight and try and be better can succeed. So again, you guys, I love Jennifer Ryan's book. She is an amazing writer. She is... Not everybody can add in this everyday drama and still have you gripping to read the next one. So please give her a chance. Even if it's just, check out a chapter or not, see if you like her style of writing. And hopefully we'll talk again soon. Bye, everyone. Hey, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. Please check out our other videos already on YouTube. And give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll know when we put something new out. So try to make every day matter by finding the fun. You guys have a great one. Bye.